In September 2018, the Greenville County Schools SEL subcommittee took a trip to Nashville Public Schools to see some things that were being done that we kind of hoped to do to emulate. The first school we visited was Fall Hamilton Enhanced Option School, which you can see here. If you recognize the name of this school, it may sound familiar because they were indeed featured on Edutopia, as you can see from this article here. Fall Hamilton is doing some really extraordinary things in the area of trauma-informed schools. Um, they are not doing anything that we cannot do, but they are doing an excellent job of creating a very loving, healthy environment that was made obvious, honestly, from some data that their principal shared with us that showed that 96% of the kids in their school, when surveyed, said they believed that at least one adult in the building loved or cared about them. And what you're seeing in some of these photos are just examples of some of the things that we noticed when we were going around the school that you've probably seen before. Instead of calm spots, Fall Hamilton calls these areas peace centers. You can see here just some things that are in the school classrooms. Not Peace Center, Peace Corners. Here's another example of one of those that are used for regulation purposes. The students have lockers instead of cubbies, and what you can see here are notes that their teacher has left them, very personalized notes. And here's an example of one where the teacher had used affirmation notes that students write to themselves. At the end of the day, we had the opportunity to spend some time with the principal here, Mr. Portell. The end of the day, at the beginning of the next day, we spent time with the SEL team from Metro Nashville Public Schools, who were quite gracious to extend some of their knowledge to us. They're 10 years into the program that we hope to eventually be able to be on their level. They gave us some great knowledge and some great tips on things, so we were very grateful for that. On the second day, we visited Goodlettsville Elementary School. Here, as you can see, again, another example of a school who's really latched on to the trauma-informed lens. They are a huge Ron Clark school, so if you're familiar with Ron Clark, some of these photos may look familiar to you, especially once we get into the classroom. The first thing in the morning every day at Goodlettsville, they do handshakes. So every student that comes in the door is greeted by a handshake. And the principal said that they touch 3 adults. So somebody is going to probably have a good chance to notice if a student is not having a good day or is coming in unregulated or just needs kind of some extra care that day. You can see here that they have houses that they are broken out into, which I believe is a Ron Clark structure, which leads for a very healthy competition where students are paired up with adults and they are given points for things, and they have for good behavior or for achievement. And then every week they have a house party to celebrate who is in the lead, which I thought was pretty cool. Again, you can see from these photos that they do a great job, I noticed, of having their own people, their own students, and their own staff featured on the walls in different reasons, which I thought made for a really cool just environment. This here was one of my favorite peace corners or calm spots that I've seen. This was a 3rd grade teacher's example of, she said that she noticed in 3rd grade that she had students that were not using the corner or the center anymore. So they didn't want to be seen when they were accessing a calm spot. So she used this teepee kind of an example as to get separation and a little more private space. And she said that she noticed that her students started using it a lot more. Just some more examples of rooms here. This teacher used theater style seating, as you can see here, and if you notice, she also has the platform at the front where she can teach. And then maybe what jumped out to me the most at this school was how they really did a lot of things that were free. As you can see, these awards, they had awards for classrooms who walk down the hall the quietest, and it's made out of a crock. They had a broom award that went to the teacher with the cleanest classroom, and that was judged by their custodian, which was pretty cool. And then you can see here they have a Teaching is My Superpower cape award that goes to a teacher every week, and it's voted on by their peers. So what happens is there's a form which I'll have a picture coming up that a teacher can fill out for one of their colleagues that's doing an amazing job. And then at the end of the week, the principal uses those forms to select which teacher gets the superpower jacket for the week, which is really cool. At the end of the day, this is a photo that was of some of the student ambassadors that were featured at this school. They give their students an incredible voice that is very clear. And that is something that I hope that we can continue to do an amazing job of as we go forward.